Welcome to Eye on Paulsboro. Finally, a brand new show. We are here at the Tinicum Rear Range Lighthouse down by the Little League Complex, the Lewis Damager Little League Complex. A beautiful day, a little bit overcast, perfect for shooting outside. And Fred and Amy's schedule worked out. My schedule, Irma, here we are.
Well, here we are, John, with your schedule up Trenton and mine around town, but we get it together.
Get it together, and the lighthouse looks beautiful. We'll have a little bit of discussion as the program goes on about it, but if you haven't visited here recently, you should make plans to do that. It's not a hard climb to the top, and what a view it is. So stay with us. We're coming right back from the lighthouse as we continue.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back to Eye on Paulsboro. We're happy to bring a port update. For those who are around town, you know, the sound wall is completed. Really adds a nice touch and separates the port from the residential neighborhood. It's got a beautiful look to it. And work continues on the expansion, which is going to triple the size of the wharf and add a barge berth as well. A lot of exciting things happening. With me now is Dan Bontempo. He is a principal with Stantec. His company is the project manager, construction management firm that's running the job for the Gloucester County Improvement Authority and South Jersey Port Corporation. Dan is a friend. He's done a lot of work around the county. He oversaw the renovation of the historic county courthouse in Woodbury, and also ran the new engineering building, College of Engineering at Rowan. Dan's become a friend over the years, runs a tight ship. So Dan, the project is busy. Pile driving is completed on, I guess, the first link of the expansion, and it seemed to go well.
Yeah, they started driving the piles mid-October, and we had a milestone date of March 15th with the fish moratorium. And we met that date. About 919 piles exactly were fabricated, installed downriver, and the next milestone is the upriver, which will commence mid-July.
It's amazing, is it? Over 900 piles. How long are those in length, Dan? Ballpark?
The average about 100 feet. Minimals of 90, the maximum is 110. And when we get farther out into the river, the deeper the pile goes, obviously the length increased. That's why it changed the size.
Now, as we stand here, Dan mentioned that pile driving is done. There's a window of moratorium because of the sturgeon and I guess shad at one point. People, when I say that to people, they look at me and say, what are you talking about, fish moratorium?
Yeah, the fish migrate from the Atlantic up to Delaware, and they spawn and harvest their eggs. And rumor has it they all congregate over near Burlington Township. Warmer water, shallower waters, and obviously with the migration, the Army Corps of Engineers and the state DEP just wants to eliminate noise and disturbance in the water with the migration.
Yeah, it's a big deal. No, it's a big deal. Now, presently on site, there's a lot of work going on. Cages are being put together, dropped into the pile. Am I saying that correctly, Dan? And then concrete into the steel pile. Yeah,
it's the pile caps. They're hollow piles. 30-inch diameter, so we put the pile cages in top 20 feet. Steel extends out of the piles to connects to the pile caps. Then after the pile caps are installed, will be the concrete deck plank, then the topping course.
And we refer to this as a downriver. So if you're heading down to Penns Grove, that's what's being worked on, as Dan just described it. And then you will commence work on the upriver leg. When will that pile driving start?
Yeah, that pile's approximately July 15th, and that'll continue on until March 15th of 2020. We'll be complete at that point by all the pile driving. And then again, the downriver, we're looking to have occupancy done by May of 2020. And then upriver completion of that will be August 2021.
Big project, and this is a state project. This is taxpayers' investment into this infrastructure. With the extension of the wharf and the adding of the barge berth will allow the real potential of this site to come into play, because right now with only one berth we just have the one customer. And Dan, what is the project budget number? I actually have forgotten.
Okay. We're looking at a total budget of the project about $210 million. The present construction contract is $143 million.
A big number. Huge. Now, Dan has seen a lot of jobs. From a standpoint of building wharfs, you've seen everything. Any particulars about this job that have stood out?
95% of it's over water, so obviously safety is the most impressive concern. It's all steel, it's all concrete. A typical building, you see the architectural finishes. In this case, the architectural finish will be the concrete surface, but it's all steel, it's all concrete, it's all structure.
Should last a long time.
The average lifespan of a wharf with this type of construction design, we're looking at 55, 60 years plus. They're basically without maintenance. Obviously, we'll have maintenance on the topping of cleanup of debris and of things coming off the trucks in terms of dirt. But yeah, it's you see them up and down the river, cargo ships, cruise ships, oil containers. And it's a way of transportation in today's world. Big deal.
Also, Dan just had his daughter had his first grandchild. Congratulations on that, Dan. Baby's well?
Baby's great. I had her yesterday for Memorial Day. Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah, I see the smile on your face. Yep. By the way, Dan does not wear a tie every day to the wharf construction job, but he wears it a lot of days. Runs a tight ship. Project is moving along well. More updates will follow. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back to Ion Paulsboro. With me now is Dr. Walter Quint. Many of you familiar with him, served for many years as the superintendent of Paulsboro Public Schools and then was back as an interim superintendent, continues to serve this community with his leadership and guidance of creating I'm going to read it from here, the Pegasus Education Foundation, doing important things and getting a lot of support. Walter, why don't we pick it up there, because you've brought this idea to life. There's a wide range of Paulsboro alumni that are interested in being associated with the school and to help, and this structure gives them a vehicle to do that.
It does. The Pegasus Education Foundation, our whole goal is to help the school achieve their goals. So the school comes to us with programs and ideas, and then we go out and try to find the funding to make that happen. And what we're working on right now is a preschool through 12 STEAM Academy, science, technology, engineering, art, and math, which will be unique. We've added art, and we've made the STEAM Academy the whole way down to the preschool.
So, Walter, you hear that term, and they're important words, engineering, that sort of thing. But doesn't public education curriculum have those components now, or does it take an additional step to bring a focus to them?
We have many of the components, but we don't have all of the components, and we don't have a coordinated STEAM program. And the reason this is critical is the predictions for jobs and the growth of jobs and careers in STEAM areas is outstanding. Those sorts of professions are growing far more quickly than the economy and the job market as a whole. So if we introduce students to STEAM and they become proficient in high school, they are on the track for good both blue-collar and white-collar careers. So it's critical for us to revolutionize the curriculum to move our students into the second century of our school.
So why does it help the viewer understand of why it takes the public sector and a group like the Pegasus Foundation to come together to make this work in a public school?
Well, the overall project would take about 4 years to implement, and the total cost would be $1.2 million. Part of that will obviously come from the school budget, part of it from state aid and federal aid, but part of it has to be an investment that we make to change the school so that we have the best possible program for the students. For example, we have 3 brick and mortar libraries now that are underutilized. We would like to convert those into our STEAM Makerspace design centers so that the students can utilize them for engineering projects and so on to move them to these careers and jobs that will pay them well for their lifetime.
It's critical if you talk about opportunity. Recently, the foundation held an event that's beginning to raise money because money's going to be critical here. So, Walter, tell us about it. You gathered at the Sons of Italy. I had wanted to be there, but I was at the State House. So tell us how that evening was.
The evening went very, very well. Our donors were impressed, and our donors were generous. Paulsboro Refining Company handed us a check on the spot for $10,000. Other donors have contributed, and we're well on our way and close to reaching our goal of $40,000 for the event. One thing that I should mention is we talked about the libraries. The school architect, Bob Garrison, I met with him, and he has now donated his services to work with our teaching staff and design the makerspaces in all 3 libraries. I would estimate that contribution at about $100,000.
They're wonderful people, by the way, and that group has been very active. There's room for everybody to be involved to help with this, and we extend out to Paulsboro's alumni, which is really in a lot of places and been very successful. Walter, how do people get involved in the foundation?
They can call me 856-981-9630 or email me at waltquint@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to bring them up to date and get them involved.
Wonderful. As we leave this segment, the foundation has prepared an informational video that we're going to put it as part of this show, so you really get a good sense of what Walter has described. Enjoy this footage, and then we'll be back with the balance of the show.
It starts with the pride. It starts with the pride in the community.
Growing up, that's all you heard. Paulsboro pride, Paulsboro pride. But there's a lot of Paulsboro people that are helping run this county. Our kids leave with a lot of leadership skills.
The athletic system is set up because people are passionate. We have just as passionate people on the academic side.
We graduate doctors, lawyers, cops, teachers, fine artists, engineers.
I want to say we have a lot of kids that are very, very successful. We just need more of them. Yeah, back when I graduated in 1977, we had like 242 students, one of the biggest classes in Paulsboro. This year's graduating class is 69 kids.
You know, funding is tied to student population, and if you don't have students come, then you suffer financially.
Our staff is shrinking, and the kids are not getting what they need.
If we continue to lose enrollment, it'll be very difficult for this school to remain open.
We definitely need a new vision on how we should educate our kids.
STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
STEAM encompasses every aspect of academics, areas of trade that students will go into. Currently, what we do have are programs in our elementary schools that explore these STEAM-related activities.
With STEAM, there are all important skills that kids would so benefit from at a young age. You tend to learn more when you're engaged and you have a hands-on project working with other people than you do just being told 1 + 1 = 2. Studies have shown they tend to do much better in school in all areas. Every day that they come into my room, they say, "Mrs. DeMarco, what are we learning today?" Every day.
I teach STEAM to the students because it's a unique learning experience that they don't normally get exposure to. Critical thinking, using their creativity, their innovation, working together as leaders and different members of a team.
I like working hands-on because you get to actually do it and you can understand what it's really like.
One of the little girls announced to me that she at one point wanted to be a pop star, and now she definitely wants to be an inventor.
The A in STEAM stands for the arts. The arts, I think, are the most important component of the entire STEAM acronym. I think STEAM is going to prepare our students for jobs that don't even exist yet. My son, for instance, is designing software for an investment firm. Using all his arts skills and his ability to collaborate, he's actually very successful right now, making more money than I am. So that's very encouraging.
When they build new cars, when they design new buildings, they look to architects and engineers who have art training, who have STEAM training. If you think about your phone, all the free app choices you get, all the ads that pop up while you're watching a video, that is a STEAM-employed artist.
We don't have enough resources.
We desperately need funding. We desperately need to be better staffed.
I do a lot of the projects myself, but that all is coming out of my paychecks every single month. And there's a point that I can't go any further. And I think I'm at that point. We need to have the right tools in place for us to be able to use the STEAM program the way it should be used.
We really need some type of makerspace lab. What's important about a makerspace is the opportunity for the room to be used in a flexible manner, where students can start to develop the skills that they need to collaborate with others, to use their problem-solving skills. So with the appropriate funding, we would transform our traditional library into a space that is usable for students.
And so what we want to do is expose them to new opportunities, which could include engineering design, augmented reality, forensic science, biomedical science, aquaponics. We just need the resources to be able to do that.
So our hope is with this program just to be a comprehensive K-12 programming effort. I think that's exactly what we need to kind of turn things around here.
And I think our students, with the proper resources and funding, can really demonstrate the excellence academically that they also show here at school to the rest of the community and the rest of the state.
It will open up their minds so that they're able to be better problem solvers and more engaged in the learning process.
This is the foundation of their 21st century skills that they need to learn. It's very important. And once they learn these skills, they can apply it to everything that they do in life.
I'm going for aviation.
Refinery, process technology.
Marine biology. I feel like involving STEAM in the school would give kids more of an idea of what they want to do when they get to college. And I've had more opportunities to do things that I never thought I would do.
It is our intention to graduate 100% of our students in something that they found passion in because it was brought to them through this program.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. Always like to do a periodic update with the Paulsboro Chamber of Commerce, Greater Paulsboro Chamber of Commerce. The organization is so very important at a lot of levels, holding regular meetings, bringing people together. Of course, the big civic parades they do, which is the 4th of July, which is coming up, and the tree lighting, real community spirit builders. Going to start with Judy McKenzie. She's been the president and done an outstanding job. Frankly, I don't know how she pulls it all together. But Judy, Chamber is vibrant. We're at the Lighthouse. You recently had an event here, and you joined in with your sister organization in Woodbury with a good turnout.
We did. We already had a very full slate of events for the year. We already had 6 or 8 at least of our own meetings. So when Jeff Morris from Greater Woodbury Chamber approached me, my first reaction was, we're already so busy, but it was a great opportunity we couldn't pass up. So the deal was we would host one and they would host one, and we'd invite each other's members. So we gathered here, thank heavens. The weather was spectacular. The Lighthouse volunteers were amazing who were here. We had at least 40 to 50 people come out, many who had never been here before, and most of whom took the walk to the top or the climb to the top, and we're very happy to see that view. I mean, it is spectacular. You get a view of 3 states from here, and it just really invited. By having all that activity, we Heather Simmons came. We did our brief introduction. She talked a little bit about some of the great things the county has to offer businesses. Everyone introduced themselves, and then after that, everybody just relaxed, because between the little tours that were kind of going on and climbing to the top, it really gave people the opportunity to talk to each other, make connections they hadn't made. We enjoyed a wonderful breakfast that was donated by our friends at Zaley ShopRite of Gibbstown, and so I would just say it was a great day altogether. Ray Miller was one of the volunteers that was here early, and he actually got to show people. He's got that great painting in there that he did. He was a retired police chief, but also a great artist, and so he got to show people that and give the inside scoop. It's all the usual suspects, John. I was here, Mark was here, Dr. Quint and Irma were here, but it was a great day, and we really got to show off Paulsboro.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have, or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Welcome back. Always fun to talk about Paulsboro's tourist attraction. Actually, we have a few of them, and we're standing at the base of one of the most significant ones, which is the Tinicum Rear Range Lighthouse. People drive by. This first question is, what is it? Second is it still operating? It's a lighthouse, and yes, it's still operating. With me now, Mark Camp, Walter Quint. They've been driving forces in establishing the Lighthouse Society, because years ago it was put together. Coast Guard gave them keys, and they have been real keepers of this with its history and storytelling. Why don't we pick it up from there, gentlemen? So if someone wants to come to the Lighthouse, how do they get here?
Mark, third Sunday of every month, right? From
third April, October. Third Sunday, noon to 4. And in October, we're here for Lighthouse Challenge, which is the last weekend in October, and we're here 2 days from 7 to 8 on Saturday and 7 to 7 on Sunday.
Beautiful historical display inside. People can still go to the top, Walter?
They can, and during the challenge, they can go up at night and do a night climb, which is fantastic. You can see the airport very clearly, the sports stadiums, Philadelphia skyline. We got about 2,000 people coming through Paulsboro for the Lighthouse Challenge.
That's just a real big number. So the Coast Guard, for people not familiar with this, we've told this story over the years on many occasions, but the Lighthouse gives the society access, correct?
Right. The lighthouse is owned, and major maintenance is done by the Coast Guard. Our group does minor maintenance, and we have a license from the Coast Guard to open it to the public.
Very cool stuff. And the recent series of maintenance, because the lighthouse was closed for a bit.
Almost 3 years.
It was that long?
Yeah, and the Coast Guard did about a $400,000 renovation on it, including painting inside and outside, and there was some structural damage on the outside, so they re-welded it, put in new pieces. The decorative cornices were cast iron, and they were in very bad shape. So the Coast Guard took a sample of that, had it molded in fiberglass, and replaced everything with fiberglass. So with the black paint on it, unless
it looks beautiful.
Magnet, you have no idea.
And it was built what year, Mark?
It was first opened to it was first lit New Year's Eve, 1880.
It's just amazing. And Walter, with today,
and we're probably the youngest lighthouse in New Jersey.
Again, just simply amazing. And so, Walter, GPS technology, satellites, all those things. This lighthouse still functions.
It does. In fact, at one point, the Coast Guard was considering decommissioning it, and the captains that bring ships in and out of Philadelphia said no. GPS is wonderful, but when you line up the front range and the rear range light, you know exactly where you are. So they petitioned the Coast Guard to keep this open.
Fascinating, isn't it? I mean, with all the technology, as simple as lining up two points, they're able to bring these magnificent crafts up the river. John,
actually, the two questions we get asked the most are, why is it in the middle of the Little League complex, and where's the water?
Not hard questions, by the way. The water is that way. It's easy to find. If you haven't been to the lighthouse, you should make plans to get to the lighthouse, because I'm telling you, you'd be surprised these treasures that are sitting in your backyard. We'll be right back.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
John, I'd like to congratulate in the Sayanava family, Scopes family. He had 3 graduates, all from Paulsboro High School. Eileen graduated a master's in forensic science. Nico, great football player and wrestler, graduated from Baker University, going to be a chiropractor. And Liv, who's a wonderful musician, graduated from Gloucester County College of Music. Paulsboro High School graduates, Paulsboro family.
Yeah, big stuff and good stuff. We have some pictures. Mark Camp was at the Brotherhood Awards ceremony, as was Irma and others. My brother Robert was a guest speaker. This is a unique program to Paulsboro High School. And as always is said, it's not about winning the Brotherhood Award. It's about being recognized. This year it was Anthony Marina, correct?
Anthony Marina, a great group of young men and women, John.
Very much so. And the event this year was held in the gymnasium because the auditorium is under repair. So, and to Jim Jefferson, the county freeholder, was able to make it as well. Beautiful program, great history. Started a long time ago by Mrs. Rosen, Ada Rosen, and then I guess who else was around? George Gaines was around?
George Gaines and Ada was there. Mrs. Rosen was there. 92, still a surprise ever. Wilma Harris, who was Joycelyn Gaines' cousin, and they honored posthumously Joycelyn Gaines, and it was brotherhood.
Brotherhood is a key word. That's going to do it for this week's program. To Fred Buchter behind the camera, along with Amy Cook, for Bill Crane, our producer, who couldn't be here. Until next time.